Well, that's quite more than 10.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The organisers of the Black Lives Matter protest were on record saying, we are telling people who are coming to protest to comply with the directions. We are saying to people, observe social distance. We're saying to people, wear masks. We're saying to people, gather in groups of no more than 10 and keep 100 metres apart. Now, that's what they were saying, okay? In this case, stage 4, where protest is unlawful, leaving home to protest is unlawful, well, you've got no basis upon which you can say to people, leave home to protest. Now, the piece for us with the Black Lives Matter protest was, well, we heard that. We, of course, urged, and I myself urged, in a stand-up similar to this, we would prefer that people did not protest, don't leave home to protest, find another appropriate occasion to protest. The bottom line was we were then policing under rules that permitted public protest. So, you know, you can quibble as much as you like about our approach to the Black Lives Matter protest, but we're talking now about a context where there is no wriggle room. You cannot leave home to protest. Thank you.
How frustrating is it for yourself and for Victoria Police? You stood here last week and warned people. You're here again warning people. We saw a violent rally on Sunday in the northern suburbs. People seem to not be getting the message. Why is that?
Well, I put it down to selfishness. I said a few other things last week, and you know, that's gone viral, I understand. But the key thing here is it's about selfishness. And I would, as I did last week, urge people to just once think about other people. Think about your grandparents. Think about the most vulnerable in our community who have the highest risk factors in terms of exposure to this deadly virus, and consider your role in keeping those people safe. Because if you don't care about your own safety, at least spare a thought for the safety of others. And then the other observation I would make is, absolutely myself. Among my friends and extended family, I've seen the impact of the restrictions. People's jobs have dried up. The work from home stuff, the homeschooling stuff, all of those things, it impacts all of us. But the key thing is we know from the Chief Health Officer's advice that the best way to get out of this is to reduce movement across the community, abide by the Chief Health Officer directions, and for goodness sake, don't engage in public protest. As I said, by all means, be the keyboard warrior. Fat shame me as much as you like. But the key thing here is stay at home. Don't leave home to protest.
The anti-lockdown movement seems like a small but growing movement. How would you characterise it?
Look, I reflect on the 18 months I've been in North West and previously my time in Southern Metro running that region, and I have to say to you, those groups have always been there, and by and large their impact is relatively minor. By and large they exist and thrive in their own echo chambers, and the difference now is that more than ever what they're calling other Victorians to do, and also their own people to do, is posing a risk like they've never posed before. So for me, I don't see so much this being about the growth or emergence of these groups. They've always been there. The key thing that has changed is their impact and their ability to impact the health and well-being of every Victorian has never been more significant, which is why they are such a focus for us, because they pose such a risk not only to our members in terms of their day-to-day policing functions, but also more particularly the health and well-being of every Victorian. And as I've said, I take no issue with what they do online. I have no issue with freedom of expression. I have no issue with what they're saying and what they believe. I will call it out for what it is, but the key piece here is what I'm absolutely taking issue with is their call to action, their call for people to leave home against the law and engage in public protest in a way which is going to provide a substantial vector for a deadly virus which doesn't discriminate on the basis of belief, doesn't discriminate on the basis of who you are. It's a virus out there which is ready to knock off all of us. And we need to take that on board and take it seriously. Don't leave home to protest.
And then what responsibility, I guess, do the social media platforms have in this scenario?
Well, you know, I have to say we do engage with social media platforms and social media platforms have become increasingly concerned about online activity and how that can translate to real harm and impact in the community. And I'm certainly aware on occasion that a number of these platforms themselves have been taking proactive action to shut down sites and to address individuals who might be engaging in conduct which is contrary to the terms of use that any user has to subscribe to if they're to have access to a platform. So that is a piece that's happening in the background, but you know, the key piece is as quickly as a site gets shut down, a new one emerges. So, you know, it's something that keeps us and our partners very busy. But the key piece here is, as I say what you like, think what you like. But if you cross the line in terms of then saying, we want you to act that out by leaving home to protest for a whole range of reasons, any number of reasons, well, I'm not taking issue with the reasons. I'm taking issue with the fact that you're encouraging people to break the law. You're encouraging people to leave home in order to protest. I have listened over the last couple of months with growing concern as the commentariat and the dilettante hobbyists have carried on about, you know, what the police should or shouldn't have done. The key piece here is absolute clarity in my message. Don't leave home to protest. Don't be selfish, and don't allow people to exploit people's fears and concerns for their own particular reasons.
The CBD on Saturday, do you have an area that you will be searching, or you can pull people up?
Well, all of these things will await those who are selfish enough to leave home to attend the CBD and protest, and so it'll be a wonderful journey of discovery for them if they're silly enough to leave home and break the law.